Hi, everyone. I wanted to jump on with our week 3 training because one of my missions here is to not only help you make you feel good, but give you that information to challenge your thinking so that you can make shifts in your life to start to look and feel good in every aspect of your life. I'm so proud of each one of you. You guys have been doing great, logging your food and really working through the program. I know that it's a lot. That's why it's 7 weeks together. We are progress over perfection. It's so much work just to log your food and then see where you fell at the end of the day. We're not meant to be perfect each day, but by logging your food and working toward getting a little better each day, you are learning so much about nutrition and how to properly fuel your body. So keep it up. Now that we've been working through the eating cycle and pattern for a few weeks now, I wanted to I thought it'd be appropriate to go into a little detail today on the science behind weight loss in the program, because this is backed by science. And also it will kind of bring home the eating enough every day, because I know that's been an issue for some people, making sure you get all of your food in. So science, back to the science behind it. Have you heard of your basal metabolic rate? This is the unique number of calories that your body needs in order to function just at rest alone. And it's unique to each one of you based on your age, your weight, your height, your gender, and your muscle mass. It's usually between about 1,200 to 1,600 calories per day for women. So that's how many calories your body would burn based on your unique inputs if you just stayed in bed all day. Now you add on to your basal metabolic rate, your general moving throughout the day, your eating, and your exercise, as all of those things require energy and therefore burn additional calories. And so your basal metabolic rate plus all of those additional calorie burners get you the total number of calories your body needs a day to get going. So what that means, of all those inputs, only 5 to 10% of the calories you burn per day are really from working out and exercising. What burned the most calories was your basal metabolic rate. So having lean muscle mass that supports a healthy metabolism will maximize your basal metabolic rate and get it up and running as efficiently and fast as possible. And that's what we want. Why that's important is because society has conditioned us for so long that in order to lose weight, we need to drastically cut calories. But that is not the way to do it. If you eat in an extreme calorie deficit, so let's say, and I'll put numbers to it, if your basal metabolic rate was 1,500 calories and throughout the day you burned another 500 through moving, eating, and exercising, then your total needs would be 2,000 calories a day. So in order to lose weight, you would have to eat less than 2,000 calories a day. And society has always said, kind of encourage an extreme deficit. They would maybe say focus on eating 1,200 calories a day and create that 800 calorie deficit per day in order to lose weight. So yes, at first you would lose weight if you put your body into an extreme calorie deficit like that. But after a little bit, your weight loss will stall because an extreme calorie deficit will damage your metabolism. Your metabolism will get used to the fact that you're under fueling it, and your body can actually go into starvation mode, which will have your metabolism slow down and adapt, and that's called metabolic adaptation. And so that's when people say they reached plateaus or stalls in their weight loss. And what do they then do? They then try to cut calories again. And if you're eating in an extreme deficit to begin with, you can't keep cutting calories. You just can't. You'll be left with nothing at the end of the day. And so that's not what we're trying to do here through the Faster Way. Everybody had a reasonable calorie deficit, so something in the few hundred calorie range, in order to keep your metabolism going and then lose weight at a sustainable pace. So if you have too many days in a row, and I know they happen occasionally, it's hard to get all the food in, especially when you're going out and about, but having too many days in a row of under eating, what you're doing is you're depriving your body of the calories and the fuel it needs. It's unrealistic and damaging on your body to be way too restrictive. We want to give our body enough fuel to thrive so that it does not shut down on us. It's like driving a car. We want to fully fuel it with the gas it needs, because if we cut out too much and we run on fumes, eventually we'll reach empty, and that's not what we want. So that's why we're all looking at hitting our calorie goals every day that we have, because they already had built into them a reasonable calorie deficit for weight loss. And so that's kind of my little background information for you there on why you want to make sure you're fully fueling your body. And I get it, every day doesn't have to be perfect, but we should really try to hit it so that we can keep our metabolism going and keep our body running optimally. Because weight loss at the end of the day, it's a science. It should be easy. It should be, if you followed that plan that puts you in the reasonable calorie deficit, that you would lose weight. But we all started this program with different backgrounds. We could have hormones that were out of balance. Our metabolism might not have been working as optimally. And so it might take a few weeks of consistency with your eating and these new healthy changes you make for your body to respond and repair whatever it started with. And then you'll start to see the progress in weight loss. So be patient if your body isn't responding exactly the way you wanted it to on week 1. It might just take a few weeks for your body to repair any hormone imbalances or slowdowns in your metabolism through the consistency you're giving it, in order then to see the weight loss that you're looking for. And that's what the Faster Way lifestyle is doing. It's working on balancing your hormones and getting your metabolism running while you're fueling it with a reasonable calorie deficit based on your specific goals and the inputs that we said at the beginning. So you guys are working so hard in the kitchen, at the gym, in your home, at work. And so we want to be fueling our bodies correctly and properly. And I believe about prep week, I sent each one of you an email with your calorie goals that broke down what that meant from each of your 3 macrogram goals. So go back and take a look at it, because it had each day for low carb, regular macro, and low macro. So go back and take a look. Those numbers might not have made sense when I sent them out to you, but now that you've been tracking your food for 3+ weeks, those numbers might make sense now. So go back and take a look and review that. If you need me to resend it, just let me know. Because this plan that we're adapting, this Faster Way lifestyle, it really is sustainable. But the number one thing I want you to be consistent on is the calories and the macros. That's what we're focusing on here. So just like we don't want to go too low on our calories for the reasons I just discussed, we also don't want to go way over. But don't think that means you have to be so literal that you have to hit it exact every day. Plus or minus a few hundred calories here or there a day. Some reasonable variation is good. That will keep your body guessing, and it also mimics life. But what I'm saying we want to end is the extreme yo-yo diet and the havoc that can have on your metabolism. And that's by setting the consistent balance of macros. Macros are scientific, it works, and they're also flexible. We're learning on Saturdays how to work treats into our macros. So when you really get the hang of macros, you truly can learn to eat the foods that you want to eat and how to fit them in. So hopefully by now that kind of clears up all of the comments that I make about make sure you're eating enough, because eating less is not the answer. That just increases the stress you put on your body and can have long-term negative side effects. And that's not what we're going for here. So we want to be consistent and strike that healthy, sustainable balance. And that is what we'll do to get our body up and running. But then lastly, I want you guys to enjoy this. I mean, when was the last time you put your blood, sweat, and tears into something you hated? You don't. But if you really can figure out how to love this process and love your body and see the strengths that you're building upon and believe in your full potential, that's when you're going to rock this challenge in this program and really come out of the game better, faster, stronger, leaner, and more confident than before. So find that strength inside of you. I know each and every one of you have it. You're doing great. I love the energy, so keep it going. Give yourself, again, a mad props for all the hard work you're putting in, and have that bulletproof mindset and continue to be full of that drive to really focus on you and a healthy lifestyle, because you guys are doing great. But goal achievement and a positive mindset, they happen together. So that's why I really want you guys to focus on that. So that was kind of my spiel. I wanted to go ahead and see if I could share my screen here real quick. Let me see. And I just show you some of, let's see if this works. Share. Connected when prompted. Okay. So I think you can now see my screen. I logged onto my FitnessPal, my diary. So here's my today's diary. It's obviously I pre-planned nothing. But I wanted to go and show you what I'm talking about when I'm constantly saying, hit your grams, hit your grams. So if I go to yesterday, and here's my food diary from yesterday. When I go to the bottom and I go to nutrition, I'm on week view. And here's the macro pie chart that I've been having each and every one of you post. And it's good because the macro pie chart, if you can see, it gives you your gram numbers here, which I use because I know what each of your goals are. And that's how I can tell that you're under eating or overeating or where you are versus your totals. That's why I like this chart, because it gives me those grams as well as your mix. However, I don't want you to be focusing on this chart purely trying to hit a mix toward a goal type ratio. And this was a low carb day, obviously, yesterday with these goals, because that doesn't tell you if you're eating enough. So 2 ways you can tell if you're eating enough. One, right here to the left of that macros tab is the nutrients tab. So if you go here, this is where it will load your total grams you're eating and your goal. So yesterday for me, I had 129 grams of protein versus my goal of 120. So I had 9 over. Carbs, I have a goal of 75 because my fiber is 25. So that's my net 50. And I had 53. Oops, touched my phone. And so I was short 22 carbs, but on low carb day, that's what we want to be, net 50 or under. So it's okay on those days. I was short on my carbs, but I was up on my fat, which again, on low carb days, we're going to be a little bit in balance of those carbs and fat. So because I was under on my carbs, it was okay that I was a little under on my fat. So low carb days are a little bit harder to read, especially if you don't update your goals and the fat and carb numbers reflect more of your regular macros. So if I go to like a regular macro day, let's just see. So here is Thursday is a regular macro day. So again, my protein, I was 8 over. Here you can see my carbs jumped up to 160. I ate 155, so I had 5 left. And fat, I was over in fat again by 14. So that's kind of what one of my low carb days, regular macro day looked like. So I encourage you to look at this nutrition tab throughout the day. One other way you can do this is if you go back to your main food diary here, and you see these 3 dots. If you click on those 3 dots, if you want to be gram focused, it's the second macronutrient focused one. So let's have that load slowly. Will it work for us? Here we go. So it tells you how many grams you have remaining. So this day's done, so it is what it is. But I had 5 carbs left. I overate 14 grams of fat, and I overate 8 grams of protein, which is 80 calories. So if I go back to today where I haven't eaten anything yet, here's my breakdown. So now I know I need to have 160 grams of carbs, 85 of fat, and 110 of protein. So as I log my food, it'll tell me how many grams I need to eat left of each. So that's another way to really focus on your grams. Again, I have you posting that pie chart for me to see grams and mix at the same time, but really it's easiest if you just focus on grams, and that will help you hit your totals. So hopefully that was helpful. Really, you guys are doing great. Keep up the good work. If there's any specific questions, let me know. I'm happy to jump on and do a Q&A session or reach out to you one-on-one if anybody needs help. That's my goal here, is to keep you guys going and loving the program because it does work and it is a great sustainable lifestyle. So have a good one, everybody.